Hi everyone, it's Tina with Picture It Personal Finance, where I ask you to picture your goal, know that you can achieve it, and enjoy the process. I am a week and a half out from my last day with corporate America, and I've treated this week and a half as vacation for the most part. It turns out that I'm not very good at being idle, and because we've been in staycation mode thanks to coronavirus, we weren't really having very many adventures as a family. So while we've definitely had some R&R, we, myself in particular, have had time to be productive and work on setting up shop for Picture It Personal Finance. I am going to show you guys what I've done so far, but before I do that, I want to plug a book that I am using. I'm only on chapter 2. It is called, The Financial Coaching Playbook, How to Launch and Grow Your Coaching Business by Kelsa Dickey. I picked this up on Amazon for $40. I think that it might be a little bit more expensive than that now. I did get it a few months ago, but now that I have time to dig into it and work through the exercises, I am finding it super useful, and I really want to encourage anyone, especially if you've been through FCMT or Financial Coach Master Training class that I have done a review on, that you also consider getting a book like this. FCMT does have the Launchpad lessons now. However, to be candid, FCMT does talk you through the content that is in the first 2 chapters of this book, right? Because I can't speak to the whole book since I haven't finished it yet. There's 8 chapters total. However, this book really gives you the questions and almost like a worksheet approach to answering what are your whys, what are your selling stories, what's going to be your selling strategy, what are the fundamental components of setting up shop. And I'm using her material, Kelsa's material in this book, to supplement what I've learned from FCMT. And I'm 2 chapters in and it's tremendously useful, so I'm plugging it now. And I haven't taken her Financial Coaching Academy, which I think is comparable to FCMT, but I am part of her Facebook group and I find it incredibly valuable. If you're seriously considering coaching, or if you've been coaching for a while and you're looking for a community, I highly recommend her Facebook group. I'll put the name of it in the comments below, and I really hope to meet you there sometime. Okay, so now let me talk to you about what I have done for my business so far, because in the last week and a half, I've really gotten quite a bit done, and there's still so much more to do. Picture It Personal Finance is my website. It's still under the domain of ChristinaEdel.com. I did also acquire the domain pictureitpf.com, and it will resolve back to this domain. Pictureitpf.com is the domain that I will put on my business cards. My website is pretty basic. You see the extra stuff down here for customize, edit, and stats, and my site and reader, because it is a WordPress website and it knows that this is my website. This ordinarily would not appear when a client would be out looking at the site. On my homepage, I really just have the question, are you ready for a bright financial future? And hopefully the answer is yes. I speak to how I can help you, and that I focus on 3 key personal finance spaces of budgeting, debt reduction, and planning for the future. I have some questions that I think my clients might be plagued by, and some brief answers there. And I have a couple of quotes from testimonials that I received from some of my beta clients. In my About section down here, explained that I have a Financial Coach Master Training background with Ramsey Solutions. I highlight how to get in touch with me, and then I also link through to my Calendly site for my 15-minute discovery call, which is free. In my About section, I have more information about me, and please forgive the photos. These are candidates that I have taken. They're screenshots. I will eventually get professional photos done. It's just not been on the priority list. I give a little background about who I am. I want my clients to know that I am a person, I am a small business. It is important to me to share my story to some degree on the website and then in more detail with each of my clients so they know why I care so much about serving them. Again, highlighting, schedule your free 15-minute discovery session. This will click through to the Calendly links that I'll show you in just a minute. On my contact, again, a photo of me that's not the best quality. However, again, highlighting that let's get in touch, let's chat. And I also make sure that you as a client would understand that I'm available for information and connection through other social media platforms. I highlight that my email is christina@pictureitpf.com, but I give the option to fill out a form as well. For frequently asked questions, I explain what financial coaching is. I highlight why somebody should work with me at Picture It Personal Finance. I talk about the coaching process. I explain that I can work virtually. And I give some explanation why maybe you don't want to do it by yourself, even though you could, and why you should consider paying for a coach. Next, you'll see my blog. This is originally what ChristinaEdel.com was. Originally, it was just my blog. The blogging content is dated. I was really active in blogging in 2015 and 2016, and then fell off when life took and threw me several curveballs back to back. So my contributions to blogging are very spotty and dated. However, I am looking to revive that because I do have a love for the written language, and it's just a joy to put some of my thoughts to paper. And then lastly, I have my terms and policies, and this ultimately is about striving for professionalism and respecting each other's time. The two main policies I highlight are payments and refunds. I essentially say you pay online and you pay at time of scheduling, or for recurring sessions 48 hours ahead of the appointment to secure your time slot. There are no refunds. Cancellations and rescheduling, I have explanation that cancellation of a session must be 24 hours prior to the appointment or you forfeit your fees. And if you have 4 concurrent cancellation, your fees will be forfeited. You can notify me that you need to cancel at my contact information. Clients will be charged full payment for missed or forgotten appointments. And if you're late, because I keep a tight schedule, that just means that you'll have that much less time for me, but the expectation is that you're still paying for the full hour. I know that sounds harsh, but I have to be honest that as a small business owner, you have to be firm in your schedule and in the value of your time. And it's an expectation I want to set early on. I want to also highlight that Picture It Personal Finance, this WordPress site, is the premium plan. It is not the business plan. This plan is costing me $100 per year, and I pay an extra $18 for the additional domain name of pictureitpf.com. I want to quickly highlight that it does offer some information at a glance, and there is also a stats page that is very informative. You can see that I don't have a lot of traffic going on right now because I have been neglecting this site for the last year or two, and I'm only now just reviving it. I do still have 21 followers from when I was an active blogger, so at least I'm not starting at totally zero. I do think that the information and the ability to create pages and blog posts through WordPress is super easy, and I don't regret my choice to work with them. Through WordPress, once it realized that I was pursuing a business, it did offer me to link through to G Suite. So I did set up G Suite through WordPress, although you could do it separately directly with Google. G Suite costs $6 per month, and it gives me the Christina@pictureitpf.com email address. I feel that that lends more credibility and professionalism to the business versus just having a gmail.com account. That's why I chose to set it up that way. However, do what work with what you have and refine along the way if this is too much for you. For Google Voice, I set it up as a personal account because I'm really looking to keep my expenses low. However, I did pull up the site so that you could see what Google Voice business programs cost. I will switch to business once I'm fully up and operational and looking to increase my utilization of Google Voice. At that time, I'll start with the starter program, which is $10 per user per month. Since I am the only user, it will only be $10 per month. And at that time, or even now, the reason I chose to set up Google Voice is I don't want my personal cell phone number put out on the internet because I don't want to pay for two cell phones. I don't keep a personal and a business phone. I did that the whole time I worked corporate, and it's such a pain to have to carry two phones. Therefore, I'm sticking with one phone and associating a Google Voice account with it. The nice thing about Google Voice is that it allows you to record a voicemail. So if you call my Google Voice number and leave a voicemail, it's something like, "Hi, this is Christina with Picture It Personal Finance. I'm unable to take your call right now. Please leave a message with your name and number and I'll get back to you as soon as I can." And again, it just lends to that professional sounding experience. Because we are in the world of coronavirus and because I don't want to limit myself to serving only local clients, I have also signed up for Zoom. I am currently using the free Zoom so that I can really only do unlimited one-on-one meetings and then a 40-minute time limit on group meetings that I think there's a limit on how many you can have as well. Eventually, I will upgrade to the Pro plan, which is $15 per month. But because I am looking to reduce my expenses, I've started with the free program and will only upgrade to Pro once I go fully live in August. And frankly, I might even hold off until I actually have secured a paying client. I set up my Calendly account as well. This is also the free version. My trial has ended, so at some point when I want to unlock these other meeting types, I will have to pay for this service. I believe this is also $14 per month, so nothing is very expensive, but it does add up, and they're all monthly subscriptions or annual subscriptions, so you have to be aware of the pricing if you want to have a solid business budget. Currently, the only calendar entry I have available is my 15-minute discovery, and that's a free service. I want people to see that it's free and click on that now, and then in that service, I will have a conversation with somebody about what are their goals, what are they needing help with, and then understand whether or not I'm a suitable coach to serve them. If so, I would encourage them to sign up for a clarity session with me, which will be a 2-hour one-on-one. After that clarity session, pending what they need, it might be that A, they got what they needed out of the clarity session and we're done. B, they know what to do and they just need an accountability partner, in which case I'll offer accountability services to my clients, which will be 30-minute monthly sessions just to make sure people are staying on track. Or 3, we might find that the clarity session was insufficient to develop a full strategy. We've got the framework, but more coaching is required, in which case I also will offer 60-minute coaching sessions, and these will be available in various packages. In order to get the clarity session running quickly, I need some preliminary information. That preliminary information is going to come in 2 forms. One is this JOT form. JOT form, I think, is also $14 a month, but you guys are probably picking up on a trend here, have stuck to the free version, which really limits me to, I think, 5 free forms. This is the only one I've created so far, and this is information that I want ahead of the clarity session. In the clarity session, I'm going to ask about your goals, or ahead of that, I want to ask about your goals, what you're looking to gain, what are your questions, how do you manage money, and then toward the end, I have some questions to understand how confident and ready are you for change. I also ask that people agree to Picture It Personal Finance coaching terms and policies, which links back through to the website where I have listed my policies for refund and cancellation and scheduling. One comment I also wanted to make about Calendly is it is using my Christina at pictureitpf.com as the calendar. That is going to be my business calendar going forward. That is what I will use to organize my schedule from a business perspective. And then the last two items I wanted to highlight are PayPal for credit card processing, and then also the bank account. I'm not going to obviously sign into those. I don't want to put my sensitive information on display. I did choose both PayPal and US Bank for my payment processing and checking needs because I am current customers of those two institutions for my personal accounts, and I'm familiar with them. I look at it like there's so much to learn when you're starting a new business. So use stuff you already know. Stick to things you already know. I already know PayPal from a personal use perspective. I've been using PayPal for, 5 or 10 years. So using them for my business, it felt easier. And honestly, if something feels a little easier in the beginning, that might be worthwhile. You can always refine it later. I did look at Square and at Stripe as well. However, I just started to feel overwhelmed by having to make these decisions, and the processing fees were comparable. So for me, it just was like, okay, I'm going with PayPal. I know PayPal. I feel like there's a little bit of home in that. The fees right now are 2.9% of the transaction amount plus a 30 cents additional fixed fee. And then for US Bank, again, I'm already a customer and therefore I went to them for my checking account. I just want to highlight that there are several checking account options. I went for the free version. I would get fees if I exceeded my transaction limit frequency. So I think I'm limited to 250 transactions per month. If I exceed that, then I pay a fee per transaction. So not too worried about that right now as I'm setting up shop and I'm going to have few clients to begin with. Therefore, my transactions will probably be very few. There are premium business checking account options where you pay a monthly fee for the checking account and then you don't have any transaction limits. And then lastly, there is a nonprofit checking option that I wanted to highlight simply because I know that there are coaches out there who are formalizing their coaching practice. However, it is a ministry or a nonprofit endeavor for them. Folks, that is what I have done so far. I'm really proud of what I've accomplished to date. I have so much more to do, however, and I'll be sharing that journey with you as well. As a matter of fact, I have a few next steps I've already identified and will be working on next. And the number one of those is to wrap up with my beta clients. I will also be working on the forms that I need. So as a business, I think it's great to have handouts, and I showed you the jot form. To go with that, I will also have a spreadsheet that will allow me to get preliminary information about people's income, their expenses, and probably I will include with that a basic budget to help people start framing up what their budget will look like. In addition, I will continue to work on the playbook that I highlighted at the beginning of the video, and I need to get liability insurance. That's probably one of the more important things I need to do that I had not previously considered. Liability insurance is to protect you as a business, and I'm not very familiar with it yet. I will learn about that. I will probably stick with the same organization that does my landlord insurance and my personal insurance and my umbrella plan, so that I have everything tied together in one place for convenience sake. And that's one of the things I really tried to highlight during the earlier part of the video is if you already work with the company, you're familiar with it, you like the service, stick with it. Don't feel that you have to research to the nth degree to get the absolute best option or the absolute best deal. Sometimes it's better just to stick with what you know and then refine along the way. And then lastly, sorry, I'm looking down to make sure I cover everything. The last thing that I have on my shorter to-do list for my immediate next steps is to get some business cards. While I am going to pursue everything virtually to begin with, especially because of COVID, I do want to reach out and build a local network. I feel that I've lived now in Missouri for 2 years and I've worked so diligently at my corporate job that I don't have a very good network here in Missouri. I have a whole slew of people I want to connect with, and I feel as part of that I should have business cards to present. And in order to get those done, I need a logo. So that's the last thing I want to bring up, is that I am going to reach out to a couple graphic designers and see if I can get them to produce a logo for me. Good luck to all of you. Let me know if you're thinking about becoming a personal finance coach. If you liked this video, please give it a like and a share, and subscribe, because I'm going to be sharing more of this journey. I don't want you to just see the end result and think like, oh, look, another professional personal finance coach who did it. I want you to see what it took along the way, so that you know you can do it too. Bye everyone. Talk to you in the next video.